I can't imagine living another 15 years alone, what that would even do to my health. Yeah, I mean, I've already had a heart attack. If we want to get really deep, I had a massively swollen prostate over Christmas.
Hey there, my name is Sean, and this is Suicide Noted. On this podcast, I talk with suicide attempt survivors and ideators so that we can hear their stories. Every year around the world, millions of people try to take their own lives, and we almost never talk about it. We certainly don't talk about it enough. And when we do talk about it, when we engage with people in any kind of pain, most of us are not very good at it. So one of my goals with this podcast is to have more conversations and hopefully better conversations with survivors, in large part to help more people in more places hopefully feel a little less shitty and a little less alone. Now, if you are an attempt survivor or ideator and you'd like to talk, please reach out. I'd love to talk with you. hello@suicidenoted.com. I want to thank a handful of people, 2 new members, Lisa and Carolyn. Thank you so much for your support, as well as a number of people who donated tax-deductible donation to this podcast and its costs. Grace, Michael, Kelly, Lauren, Liv, and someone whose name is anonymous. I assume that's not actually their name, but thank you all very much. I appreciate it. If you want to learn more about those things or other things, you can check the show notes or the podcast description in Apple or Spotify or presumably wherever you hear this podcast. If you would like me to share something about your life, your story, but don't want to actually be on the podcast, by all means, send it my way. I will read it for our audience on your behalf. Also, if you have something you want to share that maybe is negative or some constructive feedback or something you're not okay with, please share that with me. I really want to learn more. I am truly wanting to improve. I can't absolutely guarantee that I can take it and apply it, but I want to know about it. That's actually happened a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, and it's really helpful. Sometimes a little hard to hear, but absolutely important. So by all means, please, I hope you feel comfortable sharing that with me via email, via message, via audio, whatever is most convenient for you. Finally, we are talking about suicide on this podcast. My guests and I do not hold back. So please take that into account before you listen or as you listen. But I do hope you listen because there is so much to learn. Today, I am talking with Matthew. Again, yes, this is an update episode. Matthew still lives in South Africa, and Matthew is still a suicide attempt survivor. Mr. Matthew, what is up?
Yeah, so what's up?
Well, goddamn, Matthew, in South African, you still have a South African accent, don't you?
I do.
3 years later, here we are.
Is it 3 years? Wow.
Let me tell you something, my friend. I'm gonna read to you the blurb that I chose, as I do for every episode, that little beginning part. Ready?
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it feels like to be happy. It's been so long. I don't know what that emotion feels like. I know what it feels like to pretend to be happy. I don't remember what it feels like to be happy. Does that sound like something you would have said?
Yeah, I've gotten way better at that though.
Oh, so you still feel that way, you're just better at pretending at it.
Yeah, I have borderline, so I can mirror people very easily.
You're not mirroring me very well.
No, because I'm choosing to be myself.
Oh, well, thank you. Where exactly do you live in South Africa?
Durban, so KwaZulu-Natal.
Do you remember our conversation?
Yes, I've actually listened back to it a couple times, and I always laugh at the part where I tell you that my parents used to fart a lot, and you thought I was saying.
Now, my feelings won't be hurt.
Yeah,
Do you think that conversation was helpful for you?
definitely to talk to someone about stuff that you can't even talk to literally AI about. I mean, if you even talk to AI about suicide, it cuts you off instantly and tells you to fuck off. I was trying to explain to my AI on my PC that I was doing this podcast, and I asked if it could look up the podcast, and it instantly went into that safety speech. We know you are struggling and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, dude, I was not implying that I'm trying to kill myself at all. I've gotten a lot more interested in euthanasia, though. Not for me.
What makes you? Is it a personal interest or more of a philosophical interest, academic
For
interest?
me, I lost my mom from cancer. I think I mentioned last time, or maybe she hadn't died, but it was 5 years of just pain and shit and horrible, just drawn out. What was the purpose of her life? That's something I think that should be discussed more. I think it should be an option, definitely. I think a couple of famous people lately have chosen euthanasia. I think Ozzy Osbourne actually chose euthanasia.
Oh, okay.
The timing was too perfect. He had that big last concert and everything, said goodbye, and then a couple
Mm,
days later, it was like suddenly he's dead. There's nothing wrong with that. He just wanted the dignity of saying goodbye.
I have a word for euthanasia. 4 words: pink and purple pill.
Is that what you were talking about?
Did we talk about that, or was that before I was asking?
No.
You might have
No.
been around the time just before I started asking it. Matthew, so you have borderline personality disorder,
Yeah.
depression.
Extreme anxiety. Yeah. This is the first time I've spoken via the mouth in about 3 weeks.
Are you surprised that 3 years later you're still alive?
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so. I had a complete mental breakdown last year. Don't know if you can see those.
Oh,
Uh,
I see the scars on your arms. Yes, was that part of the?
yeah, yeah, I cut all the way down to the bone. Yeah, I only stopped when I could literally feel the scrape. That's the first time I've ever done that, but I literally went crazy. I had to stay off work for 2 weeks. They wouldn't pay me because they don't view mental problems as sickness or whatever in South Africa. So I had to just kind of deal with it. I'm not completely all the way back, but I have put up very strong guards against people now. Having borderline makes you too susceptible to being over emotional. I've tried to set up guards for that.
So more isolation.
Even more isolation, yeah.
Yeah, there's a slippery slope. All right. Well, listen, man. Thanks for reconnecting. We're not going to listen to your first episode again, but I want people to either go back and listen or at least have some context for the update. So, how old are you today?
45.
I want you to try to summarize your life up until about 42 when we talked.
Okay, so growing up, my first thoughts of suicide or self-harm were when I had meningitis when I was 7. After I had meningitis, I had serious brain damage. My brain had to sort of rewire itself. I have synesthesia now, which is not like they make it out in the movies. It's way, way different. Went deaf in one ear for a year, then went deaf in the other ear for a year, and then eventually got them both back. But now this ear can't understand language, but together they can process. I also can't, my memories don't feel like my own. So when I look back at my memories, they are static slideshows, unless they are anchored with sensation like music or smell or something like that. That's also when the depression started happening because, okay, my body doesn't produce 90% of the melatonin of a normal person anymore ever since the meningitis. So that's when just endless nights of just being awake from 7 years old just started. Was molested as a child. I think I was about 12. I just remember starting to scratch my arm. My arm literally bled just with my nails. And it just felt like such a release. It was like all the crazy thoughts that were going on inside my head. I can't fix those, but I can feel the pain is real. I can feel the pain. The pain is singular, the pain is there, and I can release it. And it's something I can see in the external world. That was the first hint at something happening. Most of my suicide attempts have been with pills, sleeping pills, and Xanax, just trying to not wake up. Unfortunately, I've built up such a tolerance that I end up waking up a day and a half later, which sucks because then you have to like act normal and go to work and stuff. I've tried hanging, I've tried cutting my wrist, tried crashing my car, but then somebody sort of I realized I was in the car with someone else and I didn't want to hurt someone else, so I stopped that. I lit myself on fire, which didn't go as planned. But there's also been a couple accidental overdoses. Maybe gone a bit too far with my sleeping pills. Not realizing that I've taken like 30 because it's just become a habit. I mean, altogether, I think about 9 times now. I think we were at seven or eight times last time. It's a conversation starter. I'll say that. I just tell people we have lines and stuff in South Africa, so yeah, that's what happened. I have to keep myself away from sharp things. If I see a blade or a broken piece of glass, anything that can cut, I need to stay away from that. I know it's so easy to just get that inner turmoil out. It's so easy to just get it out of your head and just bleed it out of your arm or bleed it out of your legs or bleed it out.
When did that start for you?
Well, I found out a lot about my ex-fiance. There's a lot of things that I didn't realize at the time because we were together for 13 years and I didn't even see this as a problem, but she kept on asking me to get STD tests, even though she completely knew I was fully like faithful. So I think she was trying to make sure I hadn't caught anything from her. I now know that she slept with around 25 to 30 guys. I worked out that she had a pretty bad case of sex addiction. Yeah, she would go to the bathroom for like 2 hours, do something in there, but afterwards you could pretty much hear, you could smell something had happened in there. She did porn behind my back that I found afterwards, which sucked. And she sort of kept me in check by just telling me that I was being too controlling or too jealous. Turns out I had kind of a reason to be.
When was that? When did that end?
That ended in 2013, and I've been alone since then.
Let me ask you a bunch of questions that are pre-dating and post-dating our conversation. Do you have a number of how many attempts you have?
I think it's in the double digits now.
Okay.
I think when we spoke, it was like 7 or 8. I don't really count them anymore because if I'm honest with myself, I could go buy a gun and just do it. I'm not doing it seriously, if you know what I mean. It's more like I'm testing the grounds. Like, can I do this?
When was the most recent one?
Last year when I had the breakdown, because the thing is, it's like, even though I'm not like getting a gun, just doing it, my attempts might accidentally happen, like follow through. Because I live so alone and I'm so isolated, I have no one to call. There was the one just before I spoke to you last time where I tried to hang myself. That was scary because I was fully in that place where I was about to lose consciousness. Could sort of see the stars at the side of my eyes. I broke the thing that it was actually tied to and fell down. I mean, if that hadn't happened, that would have been it.
You got lucky a couple times, or maybe unlucky, depending on how you want to look at it.
True.
How many times have you been in a mental health facility?
Never.
How many times have you seen a therapist or a counselor?
I recently had to go see a therapist last year, a psychologist. After the cutting, she was telling me stuff I already knew. I found it pointless. So I just stopped going. In fact, I went to one session and simply mirrored her, through my borderline, and then told her afterwards as we were finishing, I just mirrored you the whole way through. Did you not even notice that? Like, I have borderline.
Right.
Aren't you supposed to be looking for things like that?
God, what a difficult patient. What, are you on any meds?
Shit, it's for my heart. I'm on Xanax for panic attacks, which are terrible at this point. Ativan, also for panic attacks. You have to sort of decide which one's going to work for a certain case, and then sleeping pills for. I just don't sleep if I don't have sleeping pills. Too much noise in my head.
Do you remember how it is or why it is that you found the podcast and wanted to talk to me originally?
Yeah, it's going to sound so arrogant and dickish.
We're both arrogant dicks, so
it was because I listened to quite a few, because it's hard to find anything about suicide. Honestly, it is.
Yeah.
So when I found something, I listened to a lot, and I found that a lot of people seem to have this epiphany afterwards, where they saw the light, they realized what they had, what they would have lost if they had died, and I don't know, somehow I actually recently made a song called Suicide That Saved My Life.
Wait. Is it like something we can hear?
Yeah, you can go to my SoundCloud page. I'm called I Am Nothing.
Well, you can just sing it.
Oh, no.
Well, is Suicide Saved My Life the memoir title? Did we already nail it?
No, it made me think of how the a lot of people seem to talk after their suicide attempt or
Ah,
suicide saved their lives. And for me, it wasn't that way. It, I didn't get any closure or epiphany or bright light or belief in God or
now we're getting into counter narrative territory, things we don't talk
yeah,
about. So,
yeah,
and this connects to how or why or when we talked originally. So connect the dots.
yeah. Because I wanted to give a perspective from someone that literally didn't feel any different afterwards.
Mm,
Just someone that just I have to carry on. I have to survive. If I want to like feed my rabbit and feed myself and pay my rent, I've
right.
got to just carry on.
Did you deal with abuse when you were growing up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my father sexually abused me. Yeah, badly for years. And also like I never really felt wanted. My mother had my daughter, her daughter, and she kept her daughter away from my father. So I was sort of the sacrificial lamb. Like you can have him, but you can't have my daughter.
But they were married?
Um, no, but she's a Xanax addict. She has 40 a day, and because they spoiled the shit out of her. So, me, I've never had a drink of alcohol in my life.
What? That's incredible.
Yeah, yeah. And since the heart attack, I don't have sugar, I don't have salt, I don't have anything.
Fucking boring.
It is fucking boring. That's
At
why
least,
I've ate.
at least you have a rabbit.
Oh no, he's cool. He's fucking cool.
Did you listen to our episode?
Yes, I did.
What were your thoughts about it? I don't care about my editing. Like, was it weird? Was it fun? Was it uncomfortable?
I judged myself way too harshly. I didn't like that I didn't sound clear. That's why I've been so obsessed tonight about me sounding clear. I was fascinated by how you kept everything sort of going, you know, in a straight arrow. There wasn't any of the tangents that we had all the time. But it didn't sound like you had cut anything out. It sounded perfect. Everything was perfect on your side, but I just felt my side. I punished myself too hard because of the
Yeah.
borderline. Like that's why I remembered the fart thing. That thing, I listened to that and I was like, oh god damn.
That was gold, baby. That was gold. Um, did you share that episode or what we talked about with other people?
I tried to, but people get funny about when they find out about what it's about.
What do you mean funny?
When I say funny, they're like, ew,
Okay.
like, oh no, it's like forbidden, like
Right.
they're gonna catch the disease if they,
So when you say funny, you mean I don't want to hear it.
yeah, maybe, but just not right now. I don't want to be depressed. And it's like not about being depressed.
I think you either understand that or you don't. It's hard to explain it to them.
Exactly.
Do you ever listen to the podcast now?
I do go back once in a while. No, I listen because I want to see if there's anyone else like me that feels the same
Oh,
way.
have you found
Like,
anyone?
there's a couple people I find people in Europe more get that sort of well everything life goes on more than Americans. Americans seem to have more of an epiphany afterwards.
That's what they say.
Maybe yeah, maybe that's what they feel they have to say.
Yeah, this is why I have a problem with my country, and I mean it.
Oh, your country's on fire at the moment, dude.
No. I just mean this too, and I actually have a problem with Mexico about this too. It's like I like certain countries where like you can be in a bad mood, and that's totally fine.
Mm,
It's just like you're living part of the human experience. Whereas there's like pressure if you're not in a good mood, and I can't. I just don't fit in those places. So you ideate,
yeah,
you think about dying still.
yeah.
Have your thoughts about suicide or your own suicide attempts in the last few years changed at all? I know that's a weird question, but it's the question.
No,
And that's a simple answer.
yeah. The only reason I'm still here is because of my rabbit.
How old's your
I know
rabbit?
that. He is 5 and can live till 12 years old, so
You're not making it to 53.
probably not.
Maybe you'll get a new rabbit.
I can't imagine living another 15 years alone. What that would even do to my health. Yeah, I mean, I've already had a heart attack. If we want to get really deep, I had a massively swollen prostate over Christmas.
That is that us getting deep?
Yeah, because do you know what it was from?
I can't know. This is where I'm gonna really
From not doing this enough.
audience can probably use their imaginations to infer what Matthew is talking about.
I just don't feel the need to.
Why not? Meds?
Man, when you're alone for so long, it's just like, I don't know, you just find other things to do.
Like hang out with your rabbit. Every time I hear anything about a rabbit, there's this old movie. You're old enough to remember it, but you probably were pretty young where they boiled the rabbit.
That's all about borderline personality disorder. Fatal attraction. She literally had borderline.
They didn't call it then.
No, they didn't know what to call it then. But that's how I am.
Your rabbit isn't at risk of being boiled.
No,
You have 0 people to talk to about anything difficult these days. Is that correct?
nothing.
No one. None.
No one. Even the friends that I've got on the chat, gone their separate ways.
Other than your rabbit and your meds, does anything help you feel better?
Getting lost in massive games that take me like 400 hours to play.
What's your favorite game?
The Assassin's Creed games, because you can play those for like 400 hours and you're just exploring open worlds.
You must be sitting down and kind of sedentary for a lot of time.
Oh no, sedentary is not the word. I'm like a rock.
Uh-huh.
And also, you've got to remember, we can't go jogging here. There's too much crime.
Well, are you the Dutch background?
Unfortunately, my surname is Marais, which is Dutch.
Afrikaanse?
Even though my English family came from England in 1978. So we actually protected people that were past they used to no blacks after 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like let them in, protect them and everything. I didn't know about apartheid until years later. Yeah.
I mean, if like somebody knows your name and you're just like walking along, they still might kill you.
The problem is they see us as having money, and we don't anymore.
Little do they know that Matthew does not.
No.
How do you get by and eat food and pay basic bills?
Overdraft and buying food that can literally just fill me up.
Got it.
And that won't kill me from heart attacks.
How many friends do you have?
0.
Did I ask you the pink and purple pill question?
Awesome.
Do you know what it is?
You implied it was about euthanasia.
The pill lets you go to sleep, not wake up. There's no pain and no one knows it's a suicide. What do you do with it?
Take it.
You still have your rabbit.
Give him one.
No, it doesn't work on animals.
Okay, well then I would find him a home and then I would take it.
Like this week?
Yeah, I would. If you were to like literally email it to me, I would take it tomorrow because I'm not afraid of death. Death does not scare me. I know that when I die, there's not going to be anything. It's just going to be black.
Yeah.
It's not even black. It's just going to be nothing. So It's the fear of the pain of dying.
Yeah, of course. Gotcha.
So if you gave me a way out like that, no, I'd take it instantly. This life I'm not living, Sean. I'm surviving.
And you don't see that changing?
No.
So in 3 years from now, if we had an update episode and I emailed you, would you be alive to get that email?
Unfortunately, yes. I think I'm going to live to like 120.
Yeah, I think you said that last time.
Yeah, I do. I think I'm cursed.
Well, no, hang on one sec. Let me ask you a weird question. Why don't you just kill yourself? Give your rabbit away and kill yourself. I'm not encouraging it. I just want to know why you don't.
No, because of the pain. Over here, it's hard to get a gun, okay? They will not give me a gun because they'll look at my arms, they'll do a psych test, they will not give me a gun. That is the only surefire way, and even that's not a surefire way.
Yeah.
You might end up with no face but still a brain. In my mind, it's like it's that off chance that somebody fucking tries to save me, and I end up a half a vegetable person, or am paralyzed from the neck down.
Yeah.
I'll make my life even worse.
Any new myths or misconceptions you want to dispel?
Well, I'm more of an atheist than I've ever been.
Atheist.
I just can't believe in a God.
So when you die, you're just dead.
Yeah. I don't even find that sad. I find that we're just animals. What do you think happens to animals when they die?
I don't know. Some people think they could be reincarnated into other things.
So did my mom when she died. I mean, she believed truly that she was going to heaven. And I was there for her and I told her, yeah, you are going to heaven. But I don't believe in that. What would heaven even be like? Just tons of fucking people living in flats.
Like most of the world. All right, let's talk about myths or misconceptions you want to dispel, especially if they're new from when we talked last time.
There's two kinds of suicides. There's the suicide where a person wants someone to find them. That can be for selfish reasons. My mom used to pull that off a lot. She used to do these weak suicide attempts where she knew somebody would find her. Whereas I've planned, if I can be so bold, My plan for my next suicide is to get in my car, drive to Kloof Gorge, which is a massive gorge going over a cliff that just goes on forever.
Wow.
Tying a rope around my neck, tying a rope to a tree, and then driving off with the rope still attached to my neck. Because in that way, I will die so fast that no one will be able to help me.
That's you've thought about that.
I've thought about that one.
Does that happen the day your rabbit dies?
Pretty much. If I don't have this boy, and I hate to use the word like support animal or whatever, but he's sort of put himself into that place in my life. I mean, he sits with me all the time. He sort of monitors my moods. If I'm feeling really down, he comes and sort of shows love and stuff. And for someone that's so isolated and so lonely, that's kind of all I need.
And what's your rabbit's name?
Hazel. It's from Watership Down. Yeah, he was the hero from Watership Down with
Do
the
you
saddest fucking song by Simon Garfunkel.
do you think there's anything in your life genetically or in your upbringing or anything else that would have changed the course of your life where you may not want to die?
I can't imagine another life. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I can't imagine me being 45, having a wife and kids, a house. I can't see myself living that life. It's like I said before, I can't remember what it's like to be happy. I can't remember what it's like to be normal.
I mean, enough time goes by, man.
I mean, like I say, I'm not mirroring you today. I do turn it on and off. That's what I do with most people now, just to be able to deal with social interactions, is just mirror them, and people love it.
This is the fight fart thing again. I hear you say mirror, I hear marry. Try to speak like an American.
I've tried. It's the only accent I can't do. I can do Russian, but I can't do the American. Okay, I'll try to do American. Oh my god, we'll just go with this for a while.
No. You keep doing what you're doing.
It's cool. I hope you've noticed that I've learned to laugh at things a bit more now, in a dark way. I found myself a little bit too self-judgy last
Mhm.
time, and I felt like I needed to maybe just. I mean, the way I view my life now is just like a sort of a really dark comedy. It's like it's funny, but it's like, whoa, that was dark.
Well, whether we call it a dark comedy or a memoir, does it have a title?
Yes, it does. Philophobia. Philo, Philo.
What does that mean?
Philophobia is the fear of love.
It needs a subtitle.
I don't know what to call it because I hate my name. I wouldn't want to say like Matthew's Journey or something like that.
Ah, damn! I wouldn't want you to use that as a subtitle either.
Yeah.
I might actually want to buy the fucking book, even if there's no words in it. We got time. Don't worry. We'll figure out a subtitle at some point. All right, philophobia it is. Do you think, for whether it's these update episodes or my original episodes, there are questions or ideas you would like me to ask that I tend to or never ask? Things I don't address that need to be addressed.
This is difficult for me to answer because you have to understand I don't have any social contact whatsoever. Having this social contact with you is pretty much the highlight of my year so far. So I can't even imagine, like, I'm not even imagining, like, why is he not asking me this? Why is he not asking me that? I'm more like, why is he even speaking to me?
Ah, okay. Do you know why?
Because you sent me an email and you helped me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just part of my job. Do you
It's just part of the job.
let me reframe that question. Are there things you want to share that we haven't talked about?
Yeah, if I could share anything, it's please fucking people just hold on to your loved ones and people around you. Don't fucking push them away because you have no fucking idea what it is like to spend 15 years alone, completely alone. This has done no good for my brain and my health. I'm terrified all the time. I'm scared all the time. If I hear a knock on the door, I'm scared. If I hear the phone ring, I'm terrified because it must be something bad. Because I don't have anyone to bounce anything off. A voice to just say who's knocking at the door. I'm always alone. That never ends. And I know some people might get into fights with their families or fights with their friends or push their friends away when they go through these dark times in their lives and stuff. But always remember it can get fucking way worse, dude. It can get way worse. Being
That's true.
alone is It's not human. It's not what we were built for.
So you're basically saying try not to be like Matthew.
I didn't really have a choice in it. Most of
Oh.
my family went overseas to the UK. After my ex left me, her and my sister got me cancelled on Facebook. They made up a nice story about me cheating on my ex fiance and all this stuff, and got death threats and everything. So I don't have any social media at all. I haven't had for 15 years. Yeah, so I'm as isolated as you could possibly be. You know, maybe I'm just not cut out for people. Maybe I'm just not cut out for it.
Do you ever go outside?
Obviously, I go to work every day. I'm a graphic designer.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
So, yeah, so I'm allowed to be a little bit creative and crazy. And then in the evenings, I go out and just take the rabbit for a walk. Just let him do whatever he wants. So, I mean,
Wait, you take your rabbit for a walk?
yes, they need to bounce around and do things called binkies.
You got a leash?
No, he does not use leashes. He's free as a bird, but he's a rabbit.
Got a few weird questions for you. Ready? What's the biggest regret in your life?
It's something I can't control, but I wish I'd never gotten meningitis.
That's a kind of regret, but right, if you can't control it, it's not really a regret. Okay. What's the biggest sadness in your life?
Being this alone.
What's the thing that brings you the most anger or rage?
I don't really feel anger or rage. I feel like anger and rage is up here, and sadness and depression is down here. I feel more of the down here.
Is there
Yeah.
one thing in the world that makes you very envious or jealous?
Yeah. When I see a couple holding hands, it fucking hurts. I know that sounds like creepy as fuck, but it just hurts. It's not like I'm gonna attack them or anything. It's just seeing the connection and wanting that connection, you know? And the shit thing is like probably people would call me an incel now. I'm not an incel, because I'm a guy that hasn't been with a girl for 15 years.
Well, that doesn't make you an incel. That
But
just makes like I know an involuntarily
well,
abstinent.
yeah, well, yeah, it's not my choice. And also, I just can't do online dating as well. It's like a butchery. It's like going through meat.
What's one thing you do every day that's really fucking weird?
Take 2 sleeping pills at work every day at 9.
Oh, is that weird?
Yeah, because I know that I won't fall asleep, but I know that I won't remember anything from that day because it lasts for 8 hours. So I know that I won't have to remember the day. I'll just go into autopilot. It's just a habit.
I don't usually or need to end these on any upbeat, up note type thing, but I am wondering, is there anything in the world ever that brings you even a tiny bit of hope?
No. Yeah, I had to actually try and make one up there in my head, and then I realized there's nothing.
What was the one that almost came or nothing?
Hoping that AI takes over the world and just
Yeah.
gets rid of us. I truly believe that AI won't even see us as a threat. I think it'll just treat us like ants. We were just a stepping stone.
Mr. Matthew in the country of South Africa, in the continent of Africa, thank you for speaking with me again.
No problem.
If you have anything else you want to share after we get off, you'll just shoot me a quick audio where we can reconnect, okay?
I'd love that, yeah.
I know it's evening there, so I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. I know you probably won't. I hope you get some decent sleep. I know you probably won't. I know you'll get up tomorrow on Sunday. I don't know, just another fucking day. But at least at some point in the next whatever number of weeks, this episode will come out and you'll hear it. And once again, you'll hear your voice. You'll probably be critical. And you'll probably also say, God damn, Sean, he is good at editing.
Maybe you should say at the beginning, like, Matthew, don't be so critical on yourself.
That's what you want me to lead with?
I would love it if you said that because it would give me permission to not be so critical. Yeah, it would be like maybe I could leave a little message, comments afterwards saying thank you because yeah, I was way too critical on myself last time.
You realize if you do kill yourself and you don't leave a note, these episodes are kind of like notes.
Suicide noted.
Double entendre.
I actually feel a lot now since I've had my heart attack, since I went through the whole giant scary prostate thing, that I'm actually getting to the stage where I might just die. Not from suicide, I might just die. If there's no one here to help me, I might just die.
But then if there was no one there, when would they find you?
I worked it out. It would take 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks is going to be, I don't want to be the person.
It's going to be a mess. I'll get, if I can, before I die from the heart attack in my sleep, I'll put a little message next to me saying, send a picture of me when you find me too, Sean.
Thank you so much, Matt. I hope the rest of your evening is decent. Tell your rabbit, say hi, and thanks for talking, brother.
Thanks, man.
Take care. All right, man.
You too. I don't know how to turn this off.
I'll do it for you. Cheers, mate. Take care. As always, thanks so much for listening and all of your support, and special thanks to Matthew in South Africa for speaking with me again. Thanks, Matthew. If you are a suicide attempt survivor or ideator and you'd like to talk, I'd love to talk with you. Please reach out. hello@suicidenoted.com. Check out our weekly poll on Spotify. Give us 5 stars on Apple if you would. Only, of course, if you think we've earned it. And most importantly, thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. And that is all for this update episode. Stay strong. Do the best you can. I'll talk to you soon.